And here with Princeton's Chance Barker, one of the candidates to replace Grant Cochran. And first of all, Chance, it's kind of June ball's done now. You're into July, almost ready to start fall camp. How do you see yourself progressing at the quarterback spot?
Very great. I've been to some camps on off season, training with the Jack Mangel and Concord, staying active on the throws, and just trying to get that ball out there to Dom Collins and making it work with him.
Is that job one? I asked Brad Mosser the same thing, the other candidate for quarterback. Is job one just finding a way to get the ball into Dom's hands? Because 4.2 is 4.2 speed, yeah.
It's incredible, man. 4.2, that's probably I don't know, a guy that runs that, Yes, sir, it is. Getting the ball in his hands is a big factor. That man, you get it in his hands, I don't know who's catching it. That guy's quick. But if we can do that, I think we'll be very, very good this year.
Brad Mosser's a guy that you guys are in the same class, so you guys have played together for a long time, I guess. You've kind of been the quarterback, though. I'm sure that what you want to do is win that job. I know you guys are still good buddies and everything.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I like Brad. Brad's a great guy. We always talk, we stay normal, we compete on the field, and we're still friends off the field no matter what.
Is job one for you, winning that quarterback job? That's what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
You've always been a quarterback.
Yes,
so
sir.
Take me back through, you did before we started, take me back through your history as a quarterback.
I've played all the way.
Hanging banners.
Yeah, I played all the way. I played in Little League, won some championships. When I was in Little League, I don't know who could beat us, man. The West was the best. And then, not just that, I came up to middle school. My 7th grade year, we put a banner up. It was like the first time in 21 years.
Were you starting then?
Yes, sir, I was. We went 8-0, and we blew teams out that year. And then mine came in my 9th grade season, and only lost one game. Man, it was super close. We was on the goal line with Hurricane, and they stopped us. And then after that, I got my first varsity against Leathen County, and I threw a 40-yard ball to Marvion. He dropped it, sadly, but...
You still give him grief about that?
Yeah, we still joke about that on and off the field. He's my buddy. That dude's a great guy.
You can have a lot of weapons if you win that job. Obviously, we've already talked about Dom. What are some of the other weapons on this team?
If I do get the position, we have Brad Mosser at wide receiver. We have Markel Lowe, Marvion Howard, and then we got Caleb Kaiser, transferred from Pikeview. That kid's a beast, man. He's going to help us. And, these guys are not just leaders on the field. They're off-the-field leaders as well in the classroom, in school, no matter what. Always helping people out on the field. And then, man, we got guys behind them. I keep going, and we're just going to be beasts. We're going to dominate.
You look at your line, and you got a guy like you talked about before we started, again, about your level of respect for Eli Campbell before you started your center.
Yeah, Chase Smith.
These guys are going to be...
That man, Chase Smith, he's a dog. He's an animal. You know what? I got the best line in the state, and I proudly say that.
Talk about your level of respect for Eli.
Eli Campbell, that kid. Everybody can talk about how good he is on the field, but how good he is in the classroom. Man, that kid's so smart. You can tell by his interview how he just talked. He's smart, and he leads on the field.
They tabbed you the gunslinger.
Yes, sir.
Year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, being a quarterback, you had to love that.
Yeah, that was amazing. I played behind Grant Cochran, got some experience from him, and my cousin Ranson Graham got some experience from him as well. And all my goal is just to break their records. Ranson had the record, then Grant came up and broke that record. So I'm going for Grant. Grant was talking, he's like, just don't break my record, please. Grant's a great guy. Me and him hang out all the time. But
how much did you go to him? How much do you still go to him for advice on being a quarterback? You guys are more similar than he and Mosser are.
Yeah, me and Grant tight, super tight. That's my guy, man. And I go to him about everything. Ask him for advice. When he was competing for quarterback, he went through the same stuff I have. Thoughts in the head. Will I start? Will I not? And I just ask him for advice because he's been there and done that, and he's faced off with, people in the crowd, but, you just got to block them out and just focus on football.
If you didn't get the job, how devastating would it be? Would you just be the team guy and
yes,
be
sir,
ready
I will.
to go?
I will.
I think you'll be probably playing other positions, right?
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I've been in the weight room. I'm sure I can fill in a position that we need.
How hard have you worked to get to this point?
I've worked very hard. It's been my whole life. You know, I've went to camp, spent money, and worked out after practice, and you know, just staying at it.
I see you guys are down here quite often after practice, still throwing around, right?
Yeah, we try to stay after practice and throw as much as we can. You know, try to stay on the field, do footwork, because you know footwork's a big factor in your game, and just practice and practice, because practice makes perfect, you know.
What is your strength? Is it throwing the ball, being that gunslinger?
You know, I can throw the ball, but many people haven't really respected my run game yet, and I think we'll soon to find out how good my run game is. Everybody just hasn't saw it yet, you know, but it will come out sooner or later.
All right. Hey, Chance, I appreciate the
yes, sir.
The time, and good luck this season.
Yes, sir.